Welcome to Nuke's Fitness Podcast. My name is Manuk Vink, and after having struggled with my body image and my fitness journey for more than 10 years, leading me to all sorts of extremes, I have now finally cracked the code on how you can achieve a fit and toned physique without extremes and restrictions. Now, being a certified nutritionist and personal trainer, I have made it my mission to help women achieve their body goals by feeling empowered through fitness instead of being afraid of foods and being controlled by the fitness industry. In this podcast, I will be sharing with you tried and true methods on how you can finally achieve your dream body and tell you the secrets most coaches won't. So if you are tired of working your ass off without getting results, or you feel like you're putting in all the work but not seeing change in the mirror, this podcast is for you. I will be dropping some fitness truth bombs so you can start taking control of your body goals while still enjoying life. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy the show. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Nuke's Fitness Podcast. On today's show, we have our second ever guest on the show, and I'm so excited for this guest to come onto the show because, again, this is someone that I have known for many years, and we used to go to university together in the UK, and for some reason, we keep sort of finding a similar path, so that's really cool. So I am here to welcome Ade. Am I saying it right now?
Drum roll, yeah.
Ade.
Yeah.
He's
That's the one.
a lifestyle creator, a videographer, and he's doing so much more than that. He is very present on Instagram. He is sharing positivity all over all the platforms, and I am so impressed with all the work that he's doing. And it's such a happy, positive vibe when you
Yeah.
go to his Instagram, and I highly recommend you follow him. And we're just going to get into it a little bit today. So,
Yeah.
Ade, give us a little explanation of what you do and, why you're on this podcast.
Yeah. It's like, first of all, it feels strange to be like on the other side of the table
Yeah,
because I'm like usually the one asking people questions.
exactly.
So
Now you're being interviewed.
yeah. Wow. Well, so my name is Ade. Born in Nigeria. I moved to the UK when I was 15. What do? I'm a lifestyle content creator. My goal is to essentially spread positivity and spread good energy because I have so much energy every single day. I wake up full of energy. Like, for example, today I haven't eaten. I'm just literally like buzzing. I've been in the gym like 6 a.m. in the morning, like I did like 2 hours workout, and I'm still like shaking with energy. So I'm like,
I love it.
I want to
High
get it
vibe.
out. Yeah. Like I want to get it
Yeah.
out to other people that might not have the same energy. But my actual job, I'm a videographer. I own a small video production agency. We do events like weddings. We do marketing, films, social media content, etc. So that's a little brief intro
Yeah,
about
I love
myself.
it. And honestly, like I've seen your journey on Instagram because I was very present on Instagram when I did my bodybuilding competition. Then I sort of dropped off. And throughout
Yeah,
that time, you were growing and growing and growing. And even you, because you are very into fitness. Like we first bonded on
yeah,
fitness. I'm pretty sure,
massively.
right?
Yeah,
When we got in touch before uni, we
yeah,
started bonding over fitness.
yeah.
And your Instagram was mainly first fitness focused, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was heavily like fitness focused. Like I feel like back then I didn't really know much about like content creation. I just did what felt natural.
Exactly. So
I
what you knew a lot about, right? So
yeah,
you just kept
yeah,
going. And I love
yeah,
that. I see that a lot. Like when you go into the entrepreneurial space,
yeah,
so many people start out in fitness. It's really weird. Like I noticed that a lot. Like even the previous guy that I interviewed, he also started out in fitness and now he's like a hypnotherapist, NLP coach.
yeah. I love
So I
that.
just think it's really, really cool. But yeah, so Ade, tell us a little bit because you do wedding photography, correct?
Photo and video. So
Videography. Sorry,
I mainly do videos, but we have other
video.
I have a team of people, a team of freelancers that help me do photos and other jobs. But yeah, for me now, the way I see myself is more of a marketing
Yeah,
person. And my goal as an agency is to build a team around a project and find the best people for different jobs for different clients. And
very
that's
cool.
something that I do. And my goal with that is to have more freedom to do things like this.
Yeah,
Start a podcast. And yeah, like that's where I'm at the moment. And for me as well,
I
like
love that.
yeah, fitness. I feel like everyone should have fitness as their background, because I feel like it gives you a strong foundation. Then you can
Does.
start building. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you say that, right, with fitness. So I've got two questions for you.
Yeah.
When you went into videography,
Yeah.
I can't speak sometimes, I swear. When you got into videography,
Yeah.
you before that, what were you doing before that, Ade? What like
Yeah.
you had your content creation. I
Yeah.
remember you even had like
A clothing brand.
a fitness apparel line,
Yeah. Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
run me through how you got to wedding videography.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah. A video. You'll get there eventually.
I'm
Um.
getting there.
So rewind back. I'm gonna take it back to like when I was 15, like when I moved to
Yeah.
the UK. When I moved to the UK, I moved at an age where I feel like you're building your sense of who you are, you're trying to your identity. And when I moved at that age, I found it difficult to in a new country, because I feel like at 15 I made my friends back in Nigeria. I left them all behind, and now I moved there with just myself and my mum, and into like southeast London. And I experienced a massive cultural shock. I was
Mm.
like, whoa, what is going on here? Like, what is this? What's happening? Like, so much so that I developed a stutter that I still have
Oh
to today.
no,
Yeah, because but
seriously.
it's not as bad as it used to be. But yeah, I feel like moved to a different country, I experienced a massive cultural shock, and fitness was that thing that helped me build my confidence, that helped me
Yeah.
find this Ade that you're now seeing. Obviously,
Yeah.
it made me more confident. I found an outlet, because like when I was younger, I used to be quite angry a lot of times. I was very, very
Yeah.
angry a lot, but I felt like fitness was that outlet. And then I carried it on onto uni. Kent Uni. So I missed that gym.
Yeah, it was a good gym, right?
It was
Yeah.
to feel like yeah, like looking back like 10 years ago, like, it was a decent gym.
It was a good gym.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a really nice gym. That had like a good platform and everything. It was beautiful. But
Yeah.
yeah, at uni we had that society that I was the president of. It was called Mass Society.
Oh, I
Um,
don't remember
yeah,
that.
Mass. It's MASS Mass Society.
Oh,
But
I don't remember that.
maybe you were too cool for us back then.
Oh yeah, it was,
Yeah, yeah,
too
yeah.
cool. That must have been it. Yeah, for sure.
Um, but through mass, I competed in like
Oh,
student competition. It was through that because we were competing against other universities, like
oh
other
my God. See,
students.
I missed that.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. I don't know where you were then. Yeah,
Me neither.
venue, partying in venue.
Oh my God. I was not in my best space at uni. I'll tell you that much, though. It was a learning journey for me,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, fair play to you. But yeah, I competed then at uni, and then fast forward, finished undergrad in psychology, went to Bournemouth
Mm.
for my masters in psychology,
Oh wow.
and then it was at Bournemouth that I started an athleisure wear brand, because I was like,
Yeah.
I thought I knew fashion, but I was passionate about fitness, so I was like, let me combine what I thought I knew with fitness, and then that came about. It became a clothing brand, and
Yeah.
like it did really well. But back at uni, I didn't really know much about business, but I knew that I knew the message that I wanted to send to the world. And the message was like, express yourself. Like the slogan was like, express yourself. And that like I feel like that was a battle that I went through, that I wanted the clothing brand to communicate that, like,
Yeah.
whatever you do, express yourself. And fitness was a way, that I
Good.
expressed myself. Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
get
it
you.
made me better. So post uni, I was doing that. I was working with children with like a mental health challenges, and that was fun, but that was also very, very challenging.
It is. It's not easy.
It's a lot of work. And I feel like where I worked back then, they didn't have enough the right tools to
Yeah.
look after the kids and the staff. So for me, it was just like a toxic cycle, and I was like, this is not good for me.
Yeah.
So whilst doing that, first actually, let's go back. So during the journey of starting a brand, I needed to create to shoot like photos and videos. So I said to myself, let me go and
Get
find
some stuff.
people. Find people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I realized like being a uni student, it's expensive. So I was like, this is very expensive. There's no way I'm gonna afford this. So I went on YouTube and I started like watching videos on how to use a camera. So I bought a camera. Yeah, I bought a camera. I YouTubed it, and I was like, let's do this. I just started creating. So then let's go back to working with children. So I was doing like part-time shooting more content for my own brand whilst working here. And then one day a company saw my work and they were like, oh, we like your work. And I was like, oh, what work? And then they were like, we like your work. And then follow like after that, I had a friend reach out to me saying, oh, like, can you shoot my wedding? I was like, well, me? I've never really shot a wedding. So I did both. So I shot the wedding as well as work for the brand. We shot a little like docu series documenting like black heroes of the community, and that was really fun. But that really opened my eyes. I was like, wait, I could do this as a job. Just
That's
yeah,
amazing.
like
Yeah, that's so cool. I love how things like come into your path
yeah,
then, right? And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
you're very good at it as well. I mean, I
Oh,
had
thank
to
you. Yeah,
shoot, you are,
yeah, thank you. I
because I
appreciate that.
have to shoot content as well, but like I
It's
I
tough. It,
struggle
yeah,
with
it's
getting
tough.
like the good stuff. Like I've got good equipment
Yeah,
along the way you get good
yeah,
equipment,
yeah,
but like you have got such a good eye for it. And I always, because when you're on Instagram, you're like
yeah,
trying to get inspiration, and especially if you know people and you see,
yeah.
I was like, how's this guy doing this stuff? I want to do that
But literally, you just started on YouTube, and someone said, I love your work, and I said, what work? And I said, you know what, this is fun, and I just so I worked at that children's home for a while. I saved up enough money. We were gonna buy a house. Me and my partner, who so was saving up for a house. So so I said to myself, my happiness is important. But I was becoming more unhappy at the children's home. So I said to myself,
Mm,
instead of buying a house, I'm just gonna invest that into this videography. And videography is very expensive. There's
mhm.
like I spent nearly over 15K on buying gears. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Oh my,
yeah,
you do
and
it well. Okay. We had a little malfunction there. You guys will not notice it when I
yeah,
upload
yeah,
this. But
because you cut it out.
hopefully, I hope the right mic is being used now, and otherwise
Yeah.
we'll figure something out. Okay.
So I was talking about how
Yes.
I invested the money that I was saving up for like for a house into the videography because I had to make sure that I had enough money saved up for at least a year.
Yeah.
So if it was to go wrong, I've got a backup plan. So I also invest some money into all my gears, which I was saying like costs a ton of money because I had to buy a new MacBook Pro. I had to edit because when you edit on a slower computer, it's a headache. It doesn't work. Um, Lights, multiple cameras. But
It's a lot. It's
it's
a
a
lot.
lot. But
Yeah.
equally, I said to myself, if I'm doing this is gonna be like the plan. There's no plan B. Like we're going all in.
Wow.
And we're making it happen. And that's what I did, and that's how I just started creating more. And obviously, like then when I started, I'm creating for other people. I started shooting. I love weddings. I love shooting weddings. Weddings is like it's so fun. It's like it's there's no other workplace where you go and people having as much fun as at
At a
a wedding.
wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just good energy. Even though it's a long day, it's like your dog.
That's my dog.
He's just snorting.
Maybe we should just leave this in because it's just
Yeah, it's fun. I
it's
mean,
real life,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like
That's the reality.
they're getting antsy, so they're like, excuse me, you've been in here for too long.
Yeah, what's going on? How dare you feed me?
We need attention. We need to
Yeah,
walk. Oh my
that's
goodness.
jokes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Continue. Sorry.
what was I saying? But yeah, I love shooting weddings. It's good vibes, good fun. It's a long day, but it's like every work you do will have the sucky part of it.
Yeah,
And
of course.
if you love it enough, that sucky part is just like, oh, it's just minor. So yeah, I love shooting weddings, and for me, I started creating for other people, but then I realized that I'm not creating enough for myself.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when you pour into other people's cup, you need to make sure you're filling your
Yeah.
cup up as well.
Totally.
So I'm a massive believer in that. But for me, I struggled with coming up with what to actually create. But at the start of last year, obviously back then I was just creating a lot of fitness posts, just sharing my workout routine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and for me,
Really
like,
fitness focused still. You
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of pivoted later on,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I think it was more towards the start of the year that I was like, you know what, I sort of want to create more content around positivity. Positivity is like the big umbrella, but under that,
Yeah. And
it's
I
like,
see that even when you
yeah,
were like saying like what your fitness, your apparel brand was about, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. It was still,
express
yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah. Even the name of the brand now is called Ayoka. Ayoka is my daughter's middle name, but Ayoka means the one who brings joy. That and
Oh,
like,
I love that.
yeah,
That is so sweet. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
Is it Nigerian for
Yeah,
that?
yeah, Yoruba. Yeah, it's Nigerian Yoruba, and like for me,
Oh,
like that's what I want. Whatever it is that I do, that's what I wanted to reflect. Like Ayoka, it's like spreading joy through video, through Instagram, and through content creation. Like that's the goal. Hence why at the start of the year, I said to myself, like, what could I do that feels natural to me, that doesn't feel forced, doesn't feel like you're trying to be someone else. And I was like, just sharing affirmation, positivity, like that's what comes natural to me. Like
yeah.
I don't need a hook, or I don't need a fancy
No.
strategy. I'm like, this feels natural. And at the start of the year, I said to myself, how about we set a challenge? Let's do a daily affirmation every single day for the rest of the year.
I saw that and love
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah,
and,
and I
and
love that. You
yeah,
really do like express that energy though. And
yeah,
it like when you look at your profile and everything that you're doing and like that's what I'm getting from you as well. You want to build a community everywhere because I know you have like some broadcasting stations, right? For
yeah.
fitness and then for helping people. You just want to bring the positive vibes to everybody. You want everybody to succeed. You want everybody to
That's
like
it.
progress. And that is really like the energy that I am getting. So you're doing a great job
Yeah.
with
Thank
sending
you.
that message out there.
Thank you.
And I have a funny question though, and that's just when I thought about it. When you moved to the UK from
Yeah.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
you said you had a lot of anger.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you made such a big switch to the positive side because of that?
Yeah. I feel like for me, I don't know what it is. Ever since I was young, I've always started to see feeling like I want to do something big. I want to do something big, but you can't do it until you're willing to accept that things needs to change. I feel
Yeah.
like for me, like when I got to uni was when I realized, like, okay, in never for me to become this person, this Ade 2.0, there's more, positive Ade. It's funny because I actually struggled to say the word positive.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of funny
Yeah.
because I'm a stutter. But anyways, I said to myself, like, even I think it was 2 years ago, I recorded a video making a promise to my future self, and I was like,
I love that.
that video I've never watched it. I'm yet to watch it, but I'm gonna watch it at some point. I made a video making a promise to my future self. I feel like back then, I made a promise to myself that you like, yes, you're gonna struggle, but it's okay. But we're gonna keep acting, irregardless of the struggle. You get me? And for me, like, I made a commitment to be better. Yeah, like, but yeah, I made a promise to myself to be better, and
Yeah.
a lot of the times, we'll make promises to other people and we keep it, but when it comes to ourselves, we don't keep it. And my goal
Yeah.
was to keep that promise. And I was like, Ade, you have to, keep this promise to yourself. And I said, I'm gonna try my hardest to be better. I've been blessed with this energy, and I need to get it out there some way, somehow. And that's exactly what I'm doing now and what I'm trying to do. But it's, like, it's not every day. It's not gonna be a good day, but it's still a blessing every single day when you wake up, because you're still alive and you have the power to make a change, and that's what I follow. And
I
it's
love
funny.
that.
It's funny because like every day that I post the affirmation, I'm like, I read it, I post it. Like, even though I might be having a bad morning, when I post it, my morning changes because I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I'm putting this out to the world, so I'm actually consuming it myself.
Yeah, and you're exuding that energy, right?
Yeah,
You're like
yeah,
spreading that
that's it,
energy.
that's it. And for me, I just want to be myself because life is so short.
I love that. I honestly like I think it's so beautiful because what you're saying is something that what you also said, like it's so easy to make a promise for somebody else.
Yeah,
And there's like this like this thread that I keep seeing like constantly being reconfirmed
yeah,
and that I notice like also with my clients and with my members, like that I have to, and same for me and same for you and for everybody, we're so quick to put ourselves aside
true.
for others.
Mm.
and not for ourselves. And it's the same when you invest time into going to the gym, right? Like it's so
That's
easy
it.
to set aside time to record a podcast, to
Mm.
go to the hairdresser, to join a meeting for work. But
Yeah.
when it comes to something that we need to do for us,
Yeah.
it's so much
It's
harder
harder. Yeah.
for some reason. And
Yeah.
it's like we don't value ourselves enough. And especially like what I've been listening to on
Yeah.
like other podcasts as well, like sometimes for you're being more selfish
Mm.
by not taking care of yourself. So by not being selfish,
Yeah.
than if you were to do that. Because if you're always setting yourself aside for others, you're not going to be the best version of yourself for
True.
those others.
That's it.
And how do you feel at it, like now that you decided to go all in for yourself?
Yeah.
Has that benefited your life?
Yeah, massively. For me, one, I'm a lot happier than I
Yeah.
was. Obviously, it's not easy, building a business. It's tough, but it's like I'm willing to accept that, because I know I'm building something that I'm proud of. I'm willing to take on that risk because I know it's something that I'm working towards, something that I truly care about. I think a lot of times when you're in a job that you hate, it's mostly because of like you don't care about it. That's why you
Yeah.
hate it. Like
Yeah.
there will never be an easy route. Like everything will do. Like I'm sure your parts of your job that you hate or that you don't like as much, but you still do it every single day because you love that. You love your job.
Exactly. And you
Yeah,
know you're doing something good for someone else. Like when I
exactly.
was working for someone else, I'm like, who am I doing this for? Like,
Facts.
why am I
Yeah,
doing this?
yeah.
Like, I hate my life right now. Like, why am I doing this?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I can express myself. I can fill other people's cup and still fill mine. I can share I can build my own personal brand, and share my energy with other people. And the fact that I'm getting messages like messages from people saying, "Oh, thank you," like daily affirmations. Even like some
Yeah.
like this morning, I was late to post, and I had a message saying, "Oh, good morning. Like, when are you posting today's affirmation?" I was like,
That's so
"Whoa,
cute. I
yeah."
love that.
So for me, I'm like, that's powerful. That yeah, and
Yeah.
for me as well, like it reminds me to show up every single day. Like the
Yeah.
affirmation is like a little reminder, like you have to show up. Like you can be having a bad day, but you still show up.
Yeah.
I think it's very important. So for me, I'm seeing a lot of like reward from it. Like business is doing okay for now. My personal branding is doing okay. Hopefully towards the end of the year, like I want to like hopefully release like affirmation cards. Potentially like
I love that. I love that. I love
yeah,
cards.
yeah. Same. I love cards, and I was like, you know what,
I
like
love that.
it makes sense. And people were saying to me, oh, you should definitely do that. Thinking of like releasing going back to apparel because I had a background in apparel, like
Yeah.
so I feel like I might come back to it. And like this is what like, I feel like sometimes things like I'm meant to be at that moment, but equally
Exactly.
that brought me to where I am today with the video. Like without the clothing brand, even though it didn't do well, didn't know about business, I had to shut it down, ran out of money. But that taught me, like
It's
this.
yeah.
It brought me here. Me creating video, me creating content, me becoming more confident in front of the camera. It was
You wouldn't
through
have been there if you
no
didn't
way.
go through all of that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so
Exactly.
grateful for it. Like even though it was uncomfortable, even though I was like, I had high hopes to it, like for the clothing brand. I was like, because I knew the quality of what I was producing was good, and people were telling me it's amazing. But I didn't have the business skills to like really do well. But I'm so grateful that it failed because it brought me to where I am today. Yeah,
But that's it, right? You grow through failure. Like
massively.
that is the biggest like accelerator for growth.
Yeah, that's it.
Because when you're just coasting and you're chilling, are you
Mm,
making a lot of growth? No, you're happy,
yeah,
and those moments are they're so valuable because
yeah,
that's what you
true,
do it for at the
true.
end of the day. But it's through failure that you grow. I mean,
Mm,
I completely identify with that with like everything that I'm doing now. If I just started out with a business and I didn't get the skills that I have now to be on camera, to record things, to
yeah,
edit things. Like I had no idea, and now you have the skill to do that. So it makes you
that's it.
so much better at what you're doing, especially you with your videography and
Yeah,
everything, and now knowing how to run a business. Like
yeah.
yeah, and yeah, it's so valuable and it's so beautiful because like what I find so interesting as well, right? We both come from a psychology background. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
both with the drive to want to help people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah, yeah,
that's what
that's
I
it.
wanted. I wanted to help people. I
Yeah,
wanted to understand how people worked and how I could guide them,
that's it.
right? And people may say that we didn't end up in psychology, but at the end of the day, we're doing what we wanted to do.
That's true. Like in a way, like we are doing psychology, but in a
We
different
are
way. We are doing
100%.
psychology in a different way. Yeah, and
And
I
it's
find
so
that beautiful.
beautiful
Yeah,
because
drinks.
you're
Yeah,
changing people's lives.
that's
You
it. That's
know,
it.
that one
Yeah,
affirmation, you don't know what that did for that person on that day.
yeah. Literally, literally. Even like sometimes in life, like you have to be selfish. Even though the goal behind it was to help me when I was in the
Yeah.
darker in the deeper darkest state, but that led to something beautiful that like is helping other people, and I love that. I love that people coming and saying, "Oh, thank you for that today." And I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, "Oh, I'm not doing much," but like the fact that someone is getting benefit from it, I'm like, it gives me a purpose, and like it makes me like I feel fulfilled. I'm like, wow, like if I could do this every single day, that's it.
Yeah, but you're spreading it. Like that's the thing, and that's the beauty because people are so worried of being selfish. And it's so funny because I've literally this has been on repeat. I think the
Yeah,
universe is like trying to confirm this to me because
yeah,
I literally had a conversation about this
mm,
morning about being selfish, and I listened to a podcast as well about it. And we have such a negative connotation to it.
true.
But when you are the best version of yourself, you exude that energy to other people and then you reach more people. So if you're not being selfish, you're setting yourself aside and
Yeah,
you're not being the best version of yourself, so you can't help other people.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if I were to just stay in my cubicle or whatever and do what everybody else is doing, and there's nothing wrong with that,
yeah.
but if I didn't aspire and you didn't aspire to do what you wanted to do, you wouldn't be changing lives the way that you are right now.
That's it. Like for me, it's like you help yourself to help others. Uh,
100%.
I think that's where it's like that's where it's at. Like you fill your cup until your cup is like like the water is pouring, then you can start pouring into other people's cup.
Exactly,
But
because if it's empty,
yes,
what are you
it's
going to do?
yeah, exactly. It's yes, you're giving empty energy vibes. We don't want
Yes, we don't want that. No,
that.
exactly. And I feel also because you have a daughter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like that has like allows you to be a better parent when you're happier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like for me, I feel like 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 having a daughter was part of the reason why I left the job that I hated. That was part of
Yeah,
the reason why I was like,
beautiful.
like I was gonna buy a house now. I was gonna invest in myself. By buying camera gears and invest and be happy for now. Like
Yeah,
like instead of like in my head, my thought was buy a house, you're gonna be happy. But I was like, no, actually, why can't I be happy now? Like, what about now? Like
that's
now is just as
amazing.
important than later.
Exactly.
Like next year now we are now looking at buying a house next year. So I was like, even
Yay,
though like
congratulations.
thank you, like it was delayed, but
Mhm.
hopefully like it's happening. It's eventually happening. But my happiness was very important then. I was happy then, and I'm happier now, and I'm still on that journey. And for me, it's like it's beautiful.
Exactly.
It's beautiful. Like
That's beautiful.
never delay your happiness until the future. If you
No,
can,
and
yeah,
that is so valuable because that's literally, if you listen to any manifestation coach, if you listen to any spiritual, it's like the way you get what you want is by living it right now.
that's it. That's it. Like it might be the cheapest way. It might be
Exactly.
simple, but like you can live your dream right now. And the other day, I came across a quote by who was it? I think it was Alex Mosey. It was saying the things you promised, the things you said will make you happy, you've already done it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's deep. Because a lot
Yeah.
of like, yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy this iPhone. You've already done it. Like, why are
Yeah.
you still not happy? Yeah,
But that's why, because we find the next best thing to
that's
do.
it. Yeah,
And so then we keep chasing this thing that we think is going to make us happy, but it's
yeah,
not. And let's like taking it back to fitness, right?
yeah,
Um, like the physical aspect, because I know I want to get into that with you as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
especially because like men and women experience it differently, but I also think that kind of we don't talk enough about how men also experience certain things that women
Mm,
do, because
yeah,
it's like men are not allowed to feel that way, or it's just not, it doesn't get any attention at all.
yeah.
um but you aspire to be this physique as a woman,
Mm,
and you think once you have that physique, or once you lose that weight, or once you can fit that dress, right, you're going to be happy.
And maybe you will be for that short period of time. But if you're not fixing the internal battle that you have with yourself about self-love and how you view yourself, something new is going to pop up. And you're just going to keep chasing, this ideal version of yourself from a lack mindset.
Yeah, true.
So from a mindset of I'm not that yet, or I don't have that, I am not that. But the fact that you can envision the version of yourself that is that means that you are that.
Yeah.
Because if you could not envision that version of yourself, she wouldn't exist.
That's it.
So like if you think about that, like really think about that. If you can't think of a version of yourself that you want to be, then that means she doesn't exist. If you can envision that person, that means that person exists within you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see that. That's true. We do this chase of like achieving something or having something or being something. Because we think it's going to give us that validation. That we are doing the right thing, or that we are worthy of what we have, right? Or what we should have.
That's so
but
true.
When you come from that perspective, then you're never going to reach that goal unless you feel it already within yourself, like living your life within yourself. And I want to ask you at it, like as a man, I know there's like a different perspective. Like we come from different energies, right? When we try to achieve these certain things. Like I spoke about this on a previous podcast where like, you know, women, they equate a lot of their value to how they look. Whereas men, a lot of the time, what they provide.
True.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel, was that an aspect as well for you? Like fitness was an outlet. I think it's an outlet for a lot of people.
True.
But you know, also looking a certain way, aspiring to be a certain physique. Like you did a bodybuilding competition. What mentality did you go in there? Was it to challenge yourself so that you, like, from what perspective did that come?
It's actually interesting because for me, I feel like I was saying, I suffered from a low self-esteem, like moving to the UK, and I don't know what it is. I know. I remember I used to watch a lot of TV, and there was a guy on there, it's like Sean T or something like that. You know, like those workout videos, just random like people like doing workout on TV. Like he's like mid like early morning, in the middle of the night. This guy.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah,
just like weird workout videos on TV. I used to watch those. I used to do like body weight exercises in the house just to feel more confident. But also, I think I have six pack. I think the six pack was like
the holy grail.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, I want a six pack because if I had a six pack, like that's it. I'm gonna feel so much confident. I'm gonna post that topless photo. And I'm like, like look at you got a six pack. So what are you saying now? But I feel like though, like when you getting that six pack, there's an element of like, you know what? Look at me now. I got a six pack. Like, but it makes you wonder, like, are you really doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for other people? But I feel like
exactly.
When I was growing up, it was more for like other people because I felt like I needed this validation growing up. Like I was young, 100%. I was like, I just need people to know that, you know, this guy's like, he's got a six pack, but
he's got that six pack.
Yeah, exactly. and that was
That's it.
That was it. Like six packs. And I feel like that was so important until I got into uni. I think when I got into uni, it was more of like, okay, we got a six pack, and it was funny because like it's funny because a lot of the time at the gym, it's other guys that compliment you. It's other guys are like, oh bro, you look good. Like let me train with you. And
men are different, huh? In that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like guys are like, yeah, bro, you're looking good, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
better.
Yeah. So at uni, like I used to train like a lot of people. So that shifted from like, oh, like six pack, like to look good physically, to more like okay, let me belong to a community. So like at uni was more of belonging. Like if I look good.
Oh, you're freezing again.
Oh, I'm frozen. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Riverside is not liking me right now.
Am I back?
You're back.
You're in the room. But yeah.
What is going on?
What by fire by force is happening. We're doing this.
Yeah, we're doing this. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, the devil is a liar.
Perseverance,
Yeah, that's it.
commitment.
That's
Yeah.
it. But yeah, yeah. So for me, I think at uni it became more of a community thing. Like I felt like at uni I wanted to belong,
Yeah.
and looking good. Like looking good, going to the gym, looking a certain way. Like made me realize that I can belong to this community of other people.
Yeah.
And
but was it still because of the look that you had?
Yeah, exactly. Like it was mainly because of the look that I had. Okay, this guy looks hench, so like we're gonna
hench.
and like that was the thing that's like, oh, I want to be hench. I want to be like my goal. Was like to be massive. I want to be massive. I want to be hench against some muscle. Some girls. Go around venue. Like some like extra small t-shirts.
Just show off those muscles.
Yeah. like looking back now, it's so cringy. I cringe so much. Yeah. But again, it was still very much like like other people like okay, if I look good, then other people would approve me. But I feel like it's not only until like I left uni, graduated, like have a child, then I feel like everything shifts. You're like actually my goal now is to express. I just want to be who I am, and fitness. It's not just to look good, like it's it's for your mental health.
It is.
Yeah.
And also for your physical, like as you get older, you want to be able to stay younger and be more active. And
like for me as well. I feel like the more I embrace that, the more again post competition as well, like you were saying in the other podcast. It's like it's hard. Like after competition, like you want to look the same way you looked on stage, but that's not realistic. It's not sustainable. And for me,
and that's the idea that people get, like that. That's just that's how you can walk around.
Yeah.
And even for men, no, this is it's not something healthy.
No.
And it's not something sustainable. It's great for those pictures, but no bodybuilder looks like that all year round.
No, definitely not. Like for me, I think post I was come to realization that I'm not gonna look at this like this every single time, and I felt like that was probably when I realized that what, there's more to fitness than looking
so much more
than six pack. That there's like fitness is like is a way of expressing yourself. Like fitness is like a way to look after yourself. It's a therapy, as cliche as that sounds. It is a therapy. Because in that moment you've got your headphones in, it's just you and the weights, and like I always feel so much better after a workout, no matter how I'm feeling. I always leave better than I came into the gym. Than I come into the gym, I always leave so much better. And growing up now, like having a child, my goal now is just to express myself, be healthy, find out a balanced routine that works for me, that fits around my life, and that's what I'm doing. And my goal now is to let other people realize, or that fitness isn't just about just looking good. It isn't about going on holiday. That it's about now. Like fall in love with your body now. Like you might not have six pack, you might not be in the best shape that you want to be, but fall in love with your body. Show it some appreciation for getting you to where you are today. Like through COVID, through the tough times, your body's there for you. Yeah, like fall in love with it, and then go and like, okay, I'm gonna give back to my body because my body served me for this long. I'm gonna give back to it. I'm gonna eat healthy food. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna find a routine that works for me. I'm gonna go out for a walk, like 30-minute walk. I'm gonna give back to this body so it can keep serving me. So like
100%. And the beauty of that is because when we chase this six pack and we chase this thing, like first round, a lot of the time you will achieve what you want to achieve if you really set your mind to it.
That's it.
But then it's the maintenance of it, right? Like what do you want to, what kind of a body do you want to sustain?
Yeah.
And that's not to say that you can't have like your dream body. It might not be like, the most ripped, the most like shredded exactly body that you want to have all year round, but at the end of the day you'll start realizing through that journey that is not a dream body. Because that dream body is gonna stop you from doing the things that you love, and that doesn't mean you still can't have an amazing physique and enjoy everything that you love, but it has to come. That's what I learned in my journey. Like you say, it has to come from that place where you're giving back to your body and where you already love yourself.
That's it.
You're gonna have stages where you love yourself more than other days. Like it's not like a constant. Like we have to also realize that we're speaking about this now like we love ourselves every day, all the time.
24 hours.
But it's a journey, right? It's a
massively.
journey. But you know, if I look at myself now compared to 10 years ago, like that is a completely different human being. And I think for you too, you know, where you're trying to get validation from with the tight shirt and the six pack, and we think that that's going to get us what we want.
Yeah.
But it's not, and you're going to quickly realize that if you keep chasing that from the wrong like place. And it's also so much easier to achieve those goals when it comes from the right place.
Yes, it's so true. It's so true. Now I find myself like I go in the gym, I just love it. Like I like before you know it, I'm spending 2 hours in the gym. I'm like, whoa, what happened there? I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Like the people ask me now. I spend an hour on a treadmill just walking. Like, but I'm on that treadmill. I'm dancing. I'm walking. I'm listening to music. I'm like, I lose myself in that because I love it so much. Like, not from a place of like I'm obsessed. Like I have to be hench.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, literally, like I go into the gym for 2 hours, but most of it I'm like chatting to people. So I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I love the community in my gym. I like people are lovely. So I spend 30 minutes doing mouth day, and then the rest of my workout.
I love that. That's it. Because like you gotta understand, you're not like training those 2 hours. Like that's the thing. But it is really powerful when you really get, like, I do really believe that. Because, you know, for people that have gym intimidation, this is actually a good little side note for that. Because if you're scared of entering a gym, the most beautiful thing is people who look intimidating to you and feel like that they've got it all figured out. Yeah. They are just proud that you're there and you're getting it done.
So true.
So like when I see someone going to the gym, I'm not judging them. Yeah. Unless they're like trying to be like ego lifters and trying to be cool. That's a different story.
Shame.
But if I see shame, not you.
Shame.
But you know what I mean, right? You've got those cocky peacocking, you know, guys walking around. But if I see you in the gym and I see you are putting your head down, you're getting it done, you're really trying to get that work, I'm just proud for that person. And all I want to do is want to empower you and help you. And that's like the real gym community of people who are actually there for the right reasons, right?
Yeah.
They will support you.
That's it.
Like,
that's it.
They'll just be proud of you for being there. And that is the most beautiful thing, because you really realize that if you're really into fitness and you're really trying to get a better physique, better lifestyle, better everything, people in that world are just there because they want to better themselves as well and help you better yourself.
That's it. That's it. That's so true. I think also as well, a lot of the times when you go to the gym, you think everyone's thinking about you or looking at you, but realistically, they're all just worried about their own problems. So 100%. Just there to work out. So, like, when you think about thinking about you, don't worry about it. Like, even if they're watching you, then give them a show.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, and I say that too. Like, speaking about selfishness.
Yeah.
Everybody is extremely selfish at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When we're working out, like we may see something, but we'll forget about it in 2 seconds because we're too focused on ourselves. Like, think about it. If you're in a class, you know, you're so worried people are watching you and you're worried that people are thinking things about how you're doing certain things. Yeah. To be honest, everybody in that class is thinking the exact same thing about themselves.
Yeah, literally. That's so true.
They're not worried about you.
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like it's important to, you know, for people to realize that we as humans are selfish beings. We all thinking about ourselves, and no one is really thinking about you as much as you think they are. And just do it for you when you go into that gym. Just do it for you, because there's so much that you can get out of it, and you feel so much better for it.
And when you do it for you, you'll be so much of a better person for everybody around you. That's the thing.
True. Yeah, that's
when
so
you
true.
Like you said, when you take care of yourself and your cup is full, it's so much easier to give from that full cup than from that empty cup. You're not going to be able to give your best energy, your best self when your cup is empty. And that I love that analogy, because that is so true. That is so true.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
I think too many of us, and I think that's the beauty of what you're also, that message that you're sending through your Instagram, too many of us are just giving our energy away to things that we shouldn't be giving our energy away to.
True.
Like, the moment you focus on yourself, everything will respond, and in a positive way.
That's it.
In a positive way. So I think, honestly, like, for your fitness journey, for any journey that you're on, you got to choose you. Like, you've got this one life, go live it.
That's it. One life. Yeah, literally. Like, for me as well, I feel like it's an important reminder. Like, whatever it is you're thinking, like, oh, this person doesn't like me, or like this person doesn't believe in me. Am I gone again?
Froze again.
Oh no.
Let it go.
Oh no, I'm frozen.
And he's back.
I'm back in the room.
Yes. And what were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah. So I was saying that death is an important reminder that we're not gonna be here forever. In 100 years to come, 200 years to come, no one will remember who you are. So I think it's important that we live our lives, now, and make the most of what we have right now. Like, you might not be the richest person, but you have so much going on for you around you. Like you don't have to be the richest person to live a good life. I think it's actually the mundane, everyday things that brings the most joy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I saw a post about that the other day. Like, the most valuable things are like slow mornings, and when the sun comes up. And me too, when I can go for a walk and enjoy it, like, I get excited about that stuff.
Yeah. I feel like nowadays, like with social media, we have too much expectations. We expect too much, and I feel like when we don't get that, we are like disappointed. But for me, I'm like, just being able to go to the gym in the morning is such a blessing. You don't understand how many people would die to have that opportunity to be able to wake up in the morning and go to the gym, knowing that they won't get bombed, knowing that no one's gonna. Yeah, it's like, it's such a blessing.
It is,
and it's those little things that's happiness for me. That's 2 hours in the gym. I'm like, that's happy. Like, an hour in the house watching Netflix with my family and my little girl. Like, it's such a blessing.
She's so cute.
Oh, thank you. But it's like, it's those little things that are like the everyday things that we overlook.
More valuable.
Yeah. Even the other day, who was it on someone's podcast? I think it was on Steve Bartlett's podcast. Jimmy Carr is a comedian. I'm not sure if you know.
Yeah, I know Jimmy Carr. Yeah.
It was saying, like, do we have life dysmorphia? And I was like,
we do.
Yeah. I was like, we actually do. Yeah, we do. Because, like, we think, life is meant to be this, like, oh my God, it has to be this amazing thing happening to you. You have to be on 5 holidays to have I'm like, no. Like, if you can't afford a holiday, there's a beach next to you that you can go to. That's good enough.
Make it for yourself. And the funny thing is, when you let go of that want, of that desire, it's the same thing with putting that pressure onto it.
Yeah.
When you put this pressure onto it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's when you start seeing the beauty of things around you right now, and when you become grateful for what you have right now and the value of all that stuff, that's when doors start opening. That's when your dream life starts
happening,
being created, because I don't know, I believe the universe responds to that and not to this like want energy. Like, I think about it like in a relationship. If you're the needy person in a relationship and you're constantly after it, you want that. You want that attention.
Yeah.
How quickly is that other person running away?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
The same thing with
I like
everything
that. I like that, actually. Yeah, that's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you think about it like that. If you have someone that is energetically after you and constantly on your ass, you're just like, please leave me alone.
Let me breathe.
Let me breathe. And it's the same with all your dreams and goals. Doesn't mean you don't take action.
Yeah.
It just has to come from a different energy.
That's it.
Same thing. Again, if you take dating as the thing, like, if you're just not going to take action, nothing's going to happen. But if you the same with my goals, when I was overtraining, it was because I wanted my body to be a certain way so bad that my body was like, not happening.
Not today.
Not today.
Yeah.
So I always say, like, look at it as an experiment. Like, go in it with like a playful energy, like, you know, with life. Like, I wonder if I try this, how this will work out. Like your story as well.
That's it. Yeah, I love experimenting. I love trying different things. I'm like,
I see that.
So what if it doesn't work out? At least you tried. And I feel like, especially on social media, everyone feel like they have to be a certain way. They have to post a perfect picture. They have to be like stiff. And I'm like, you can have fun with it. Like,
be authentic.
Life is serious, but yes, you can also have fun. I've got a quote on my board, and it says it's not that deep, because really it's not that deep, because like realistically, like no one knows what's around the corner. So if you're like, you know, God forbid, touch wood, I'm touching it extra hard. Like like, you know, you can get hit by a car tomorrow.
So, and you see those stories, huh?
Yeah, literally,
that you're like,
you
recently also like a young fitness guy that you're just like, oh my goodness,
I can't believe. So I think it's so important to be like, to embrace who you are as a person. Like, fall in love with you who you are, romanticize your life. Like, you know, you don't need a Lamborghini or Ferrari, but if you have those, that's a blessing. Then you know, I'm happy for you, and you can send them on my way as well.
Exactly. If you don't need to use it, you know,
wink. You know where to send it. I can send you my address as well.
Exactly.
It will be in the show notes. So,
we'll put it in the show notes. If you have an extra Lamborghini,
exactly. But like, like, I don't know what it is. For me, I believe in lowering your expectations. It's not because, you know, you're not working, like you don't believe in yourself. It just means like, you know, like you're enjoying it every day. Then when something major happens, like by bonus, it's not the be or end all. It's like,
no,
like
it won't be.
No, like to be honest, like every day is boring. Like life, it's actually quite, every day is boring. But it's like you have to make it fun. It's like
exactly like doing this podcast, for example. That's literally fun. It gives you energy. You're like, yes, connecting with people. Because listen, that Lamborghini, you're gonna be bored of it after a year or so, and you're gonna want something new.
Exactly. But like
the newness of it is gonna go away, and then what?
Yeah, that's it. Get a Lambo.
Ferrari next.
What a problem to have. What a problem.
Oh, what yacht shall I choose? I don't know.
Oh God.
I hope we're having that conversation in a few years.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Smacking wood.
Materialistic things are not important, guys. Sorry.
But that Lambo, send it my way. Come my way.
For good memories, right? Yeah.
So that I can go to the gym, you know.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Different experience, but yeah. In all seriousness, I feel like like balance is all, you know. It's all like, you know, you don't need to have those things to be happy.
No, you don't. You don't. And you know, like, because those the newness and the excitement of that wears off so quick, and then that's going to be just part of your life again. That's the thing. The things you're going to remember, and the things that have value, are the memories that you create and the impact you have in other people's lives.
That's it.
And the value you can give others and yourself.
That's it.
That's what's going to last. That's what memories, like, when I think back 10 years ago, do you remember any like materialistic things that you had that you loved?
No,
I can't remember.
No,
I don't remember
really.
My favorite dress back then.
No idea. I feel like it's like you said earlier. It's the moments that you remember.
The moments is what you remember. The people around you that you accumulate along the way, and that you get to know, and that you get to experience these things with. That's what's valuable.
That's it. And for me, like, even on social media, I'm trying to show up in a way that's like real. That's true to myself.
Yeah, you're doing that for sure.
And you know, and if I can make a business out of it, then great, because I'm doing what I love. I'm showing up the way I want to show up, and I'm making money from it. Hallelujah.
But that's it. That's life. That's what you got to go for.
That's it.
So for the people that are listening to this, if you're stuck right now and you're like, where do I go from here? Think what makes your heart happy, and
that's it.
See how you can make that work for you. I think that's the most valuable thing. I think I had that realization like you did, you know, when you had your daughter. And I remember I had it like what is it, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, that I was cycling to my work, and I was like, is this life? Is this what being adult is? I was like, no, thank you. I would like to figure out a different way to do this. I was like, if this is my life for my whole life, I'd rather not. So I'd rather risk it and see what comes out of it. And most of the time, nothing bad will come out of it. And have the potential to live the life that I dream of living, than be stuck for the rest of my life.
That's it. I think it's so
and it's the same for anybody who is like starting on their fitness journey. Would you rather be here for the rest of your life? Or are you willing to take that one step, and who knows where you could be in a few weeks or months from now?
That's it.
It all applies to everything.
That's so true. Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's the power of visualization.
Yes, exactly.
Visualization. It's like
visual.
I hate that
We're both
word.
struggling with words.
Yeah,
what was I videography.
Yeah, videography.
Videography.
But yeah, it's the power of visualization. Like, like imagine you're there, but you start, acting like you're there. And I feel like by acting
already
like
behave.
Like
living that life.
Yeah, literally. Then that action will start getting you there a day at a time. It won't be like it won't be like overnight success. But again, it's like I don't believe in overnight success, because I feel like overnight success there's some work behind it. Like the done work that we might not see, or it's the done things like we might not see. They visualize like things like we might not see it, and then it's
don't know.
Like all that work is accumulated to becoming like overnight success.
100%.
If even win the lottery, it's like you have to play the lottery. You have to play the lottery. You have to play the lottery in the first place to be in a chance of winning it. So
exactly. It's taking that step, one step. It doesn't just happen overnight. And it's funny because I was listening. You need to listen to this podcast because you were speaking literally what they were also saying. Like, even those one-hit wonders, where are they now? Like, are they still relevant? Like those are not success. That is not success.
That's it.
And it may take some time, but you will thank yourself later on for going after what you wanted. And the journey is so much more fun than doing something that you don't enjoy.
True.
I don't dread my job every day now. I don't wake up thinking, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I have to go to that place.
I feel like that was it for me. Like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, I have to do this again. Because I'm like, wait to get hit by a car and then like you die, not living the life that you want to live.
Exactly. You got to make those memories. You got to take that step.
Yeah. And obviously we're saying take that step. It's hard. I think it's important to know that it's hard. Like
it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's hard, but like if you care about it enough, you're willing to do like the hard work, and you're willing to put in the work. And I think
it's easier to do the hard work.
Exactly.
I think that's what it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because you feel the drive, you feel the passion.
That's it.
So it's a different thing. I love this. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Because we could talk for even
forever. Yeah.
So we should do like a live podcast at some point.
Yeah.
People like this.
Yeah. That would be so fun. That would be pretty dope.
So Ade, what is a message you would like to give all the listeners?
Express yourself.
Yes, express yourself.
Yeah, don't be like anyone else. Be like you. Be your better self. Fall in love with yourself. Get to know who you are. Because I think that it would be a shame if you live all your life not really knowing your potential or what you could have been.
It's true.
But that'll be the biggest regret. So yeah, fall in love with yourself. Express yourself. Be you.
Be you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Be you and be.
Yeah. Be your weird self.
Authentically yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let it out. People love you more for it.
Exactly. And I think the beauty of the world now is that, like, no matter who you are, you will find your group. No matter what you
totally
like, there'll be don't worry about belonging into just you find your people.
People will be drawn to you as a person.
That's it.
I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
And last question: if people want to find you, and I highly recommend, if you want some positivity in your life, you need to follow this man.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
Find me on the gram. I'm active on the gram a lot, and
I'll link it.
Adeshina Adesokan, but if you can't spell it, it will be in
I love the names that we have.
It's so unusual.
They're not easy. I'm going to add the link in the show notes. I was going to say bio, but in the show notes.
Same, yeah.
And if they want a videographer for their wedding, they can also
right? Yeah. Shout me. But for me, I'm like if I believe in providing to people. If you see my page and you see that, you know, I want this guy to shoot my wedding, then holla.
Of course.
But that for me, what's most important is like, you know, sharing the positivity, and then we'll go from there.
Exactly. And then you'll find the rest. And before we close off completely, I'd like to ask you one last question. What are your future plans? Where are you taking your business?
My future plan is to hopefully build a community around the positivity, that we can like do events together, like, you know, do like wellness events, go traveling together. We can do like live sessions, or, you know, like live meditations, live yoga sessions, like release
I can see it.
Affirmation, literally like affirmation.
I can see it.
Affirmation cards, clothing line, just like for just loud design, just like that just screams positivity. Like
I can see it.
You know,
I'm
here, unapologetic me, and so those are things that I'm thinking about.
I love it, and I hope to be a part of that.
That'd be amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
I had one more thing that I wanted to say before we close.
One more thing.
And Ade has his own podcast, which you should definitely give a listen, which I will also link in the show notes.
Yes, thank you.
One Life, remind me of the name?
One Life, Many Dreams.
One Life, Many Dreams. I think your brand is very clear.
Yeah,
I love
it. That's it. It's very...
I love it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I love what you're doing. And, you know, I love your approach to fitness and wellness.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
I hope, you know,
let's spread this. Let's spread this positivity and
that's it. If
no BS.
If you're listening to this, Manouk is your gal.
Oh,
go. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I really loved having this podcast with you. And
until the next episode,
do
we'll
more.
Come back. Yeah. We'll come back.
Yeah. And check out Ade's podcast because he also interviewed me. So you can hear both of our interviews on there. I'm so excited for it.
I love it. Love it. Amazing.
All right, beautiful people. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. And stay tuned for more. Thank you so much. And give us a nice little review so that we can spread the love, guys.
That's it.
5 stars. It takes 2 seconds, and it would mean a lot.
Oh,
yes, we'll find you.
We know where you live.
And steal your Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, beautiful people. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
If you enjoyed listening to this podcast and you feel like you got a lot of value out of it, it would mean the world to me if you would rate and review the podcast and share it with someone who you feel like would get a lot of value out of it. In the meantime, come hang out with me on my Instagram @ManoukVink, or join my free challenge, which will be linked in the show notes. It's academy.nukesfitness.com/join-challenge. If you can't remember that name, check the links in the show notes, and I hope to see you there.